Hi friendos! Welcome to Meg's Mashables. I'm gonna be making a Mashable today, so guess what? This series is called Let's Make a Mashable! What's a Mashable, you might ask? A Mashable is an animal combination. I can take an animal and another animal, or an animal and like an inanimate object, so like a rock or a piece of fruit, something like that. Today, it's gonna be two animals. We might get spicy at some point and mix it up a little bit, but right now it's gonna be two animals. I've got a random animal wheel where I'm gonna spin it twice, and whatever it lands on is going to be the Mashable that I make today for you. Is it gonna be chaotic? Yes. Is it going to make me question why I chose this as a profession? Probably. Is it going to have more than one brain cell? Not likely. But it's gonna be super fun. I encourage you to make your own Mashable along the way with me. So instead of copying what I draw, I would much rather see you make your own version. And then you can tag me on Instagram or whatever social media you peruse on, and I would love to see the Mashable that you make. So without further ado, let's go into Let's Make a Mashable. Welcome to the wheel. This wheel is you can find on spinthewheel.app/animal-wheel-includes-a-ton-of-animals. So I'm gonna spin this, and whatever it lands on is gonna be the Mashable that I make for you. So let's see. Who are we gonna mash today? Who are we gonna mash today? Who are we gonna mash today? A koala. A koala. And what are we gonna do? A vole? This is not gonna be cute. A voila? Cole? A voila? Voila. It is a voila. Let's go check out a voila, shall we? To the drawing board. Okay, so we're going to get some reference photos because I don't have photographic memory, so I'm gonna have to find some photos of what I'm drawing. Any artist that tells you that reference photos is cheating is a savant and grumpy. This is a vole. Look at this little bean. So very rotund little creature. It's just like a little kiwi. These are my babies. Sometimes when I'm looking up reference photos, I have to use the word cute after the animal because sometimes like scary hunty thingies come up. So if you're looking for your references, maybe Google cute and then whatever you're doing. Look at, they're just like little micro beavers. So we're gonna do koala next, and then we're going to make our voila. Look at that little grumpy drop bear. Love it. Let's start drawing, shall we? So we're going to be mashing a vole, a relative of a lemming and a hamster, but sturdier, longer, and a hairy tail, and slightly rounder head and small eyes. It just looks like a hacky sack. It just looks like you pinned a tail on a hamster and then rolled it in dirt. So we've got a vole, and then we're gonna mash it with a koala, a robust animal with a large head and vestigial or non-existent tail. So completely opposite of a vole. So we're gonna have to try to figure out what elements we're gonna use from both animals that's gonna make sense to mash into this Mashable. Also, koalas eat eucalyptus, and the sound they make is terrifying. Let's go to the iPad. And now, for the fun part, let us make a voila. So I have collected my favorite photos that I found on the internet of a vole and a koala. First and foremost, what I do is look at the two elements and just be like, okay, what makes a koala? How I see it is they have like this hexagon head, super fluffy ears, a big old nose, and they got just a fluffy donk. So those are the things that I see that make a koala. So I'm looking for like very specific characteristics that make an animal an animal. So when I mash them with another animal, you can recognize what elements I've used in each animal. So big old Pooh Bear ears and big old nose and a badonk. So we've got that, and then we've got this little vole, which is like a little micro beaver. That's what they look like. It's just a little nugget. Honestly, how I envision this is that I'm just gonna make a nugget with big ears and a nose and a tail and call it good. I'm gonna bring you up here. Dun, 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 dun. Little creature, a tiny little creature, and a little head. Yeah, tiny little feet and the mouse tail. Let's find a fun koala fact. They can live 13 to 18 years. That's wild. We've started with a nugget. Look at this pouty little face. And it just has like this little chin and like that. So I want to bring that over. He's just got a pouty pout with a big old chin with his Muppet nose. Fun fact, if you're like, wow, I've seen her work and this sketch process, what is that? Don't worry. Sometimes sketches look ridiculous, but that's okay. I definitely want some earsies And their heads are kind of like just, they go here and here. So we're gonna give it a little butt head. If you can't sneak a butt in, is it even a Mashable? No. When we're drawing this, big fun question I have for you is, what would this creature eat? Is it more koala than it is vole? Voles are mostly herbivores. They are not super great for people in their gardens. So look at the eyes. What's interesting for me is because I'm looking at the voles, and typically prey animals have their eyes on the sides of their head. But this looks like it's on like the really top eyes. It's really interesting. Where are the eyes going? One and done. Huh? Just for variety's sake, let's see. Do we want bigger eyes? Do we want closer eyes? Let's get this tail going. We've got a very concerned creature. In my mind, this is a burrowing creature. I would like to imagine that this Voila resides underground, like the vole, but only eats one thing, like the koala. I'm imagining that it is a very shy, reclusive creature, but when spooked, would make just the most god-awful sound that you could ever think of. And when they get nervous, they just roll away because they're already in the shape of a hacky sack. Because a big thing when I'm trying to make a Mashable is I want to be fair and just when it comes to the creation of the animal. I want both animals to be represented fairly in the creature. I'm gonna say that they just eat sunflower seeds like any retired softball coach that I've ever met. So we've got a base of our Voila. A little drawing hack, if you're drawing digitally, I flip the canvas to see and make sure that it matches and it's not super wonky on one side. So this guy is gonna be so just chonky. This little thing has a pouch, but it's only used for snacks. We've got shy, ground-dwelling Voila that only eats sunflower seeds, and it's a marsupial, but not for its babies. And so they use their pouch for snacks. I didn't realize that a Voila was just a self-portrait. Anyway, all right, let's switch over to the pen and do some line work. I hope at this point you're having a fun time. If you are drawing along with me, amazing. If you started to maybe get a little frustrated because it's just not looking the way you want, or if it's not going at the speed that I'm going, first of all, this is edited. You don't know how long it's actually taking me, and you don't know how many mental breakdowns it took for me to get here. So don't you worry your sweet little bean, and I want you to just push forward. This doesn't have to be for anybody else but yourself. Maybe eventually you'll want to show your work to other people because people, I'm sure, in your life would absolutely love to support you and your endeavors, but sometimes it takes us a second to be okay with that, and that's perfectly fine. A good phrase in the art community is we like to call trust the process. Trusting the process is just understanding that it might not look great when you first start drawing. It's near to impossible to just have an idea and immediately have that idea perfectly in one go translate onto paper, pad, canvas, iPad, etc. You're learning. You're on a wonderful journey. If you're like, man, this does not look like what's in my head, awesome. Guess what? You have room to grow. If you just were able to do it one off, again, you're a savant, good for you. Or you're an AI, get out of here. I don't want you here. Everyone's welcome, unless you're AI. I'm just kidding. So I've got my sweet little Voila. This is gonna be very quick. Maybe I'll just do a couple of little wisps to show. For my poor editor, Rovi, I'm so sorry. But am I?
She was not.
Look at this little Voila. Okay, now we can take away the sketch layer and go, oh, goodness, I love it. Let's have another fun fact about koalas. 3 subspecies of koalas are recognized: the Queensland koala, the New South Wales koala, and the Victorian koala. What do 90% of koalas have? Chlamydia. All right, let's go back to the drawing. This is what I get for looking up things on the internet. Let's find out about a fun fact about voles, shall we? Many voles are skilled swimmers. Wonderful. They do not have any venereal diseases. The highest record vole population density is 2,000 voles per acre. O.M. vole. That is a lot. Sometimes we just don't need to learn certain things, Meg, but we did anyway, for science. I didn't need to know that, but now I do, and so do you. Let's give it a little bit of some foliage. I'm not going to be explaining exactly how I'm zipping around Procreate with Let's Make a Mashable, but if you're ever curious about how to work with Procreate, I'm going to have some tutorials, and I'm going to try to break it down from the super easy basic ones to a little bit more advanced and so on. So I've been doing it for 4 years now, so I'd like to say that I kind of maybe possibly know what I'm sort of doing. She does not. Oh, that is too dark. Okay, I want the color of a vole. I like that color, so we're going to go there as my base color. Oh yes, the vole has like a creamy little chin and tum-tum, so we're going to do that. So what's a new fact that we can come up with for a voila, other than the diseases it might carry? Hopefully this is entertaining for at least my editor, who, his name is Ravi. He is wonderful, and you should check him out because he's an amazing artist. So I've added some colors that I really wanted to put into the voila. I wanted to get some grays in there, some browns, just different stuff like that. I really liked the base color, but this is my favorite thing. I do this, and then it's like magic. And then I just smear it around a little bit, and oh my gosh, look at that. We have depth and color and feel, and it's just amazing. And again, if you were like, how the heck did she do that? It's a mystery. And by mystery, I mean, just watch one of my tutorials that don't exist right now, but they will exist, I promise. Once I start coloring in, I think I colored it in a little bit. There we go. Look at our little vole. He's so cute. Look at him. He's just a little tiny little guy. Now we're just going to do a speed round through some shading. How I would like to think is that the sunshine is coming from the top left corner. So we're going to go here. Yes, come to the vole side, the dark side. We've got snacks. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to have a word from our sponsor. The Bumblecorn, the Bumblebee Unicorn. It's going to have 6 legs, bumblebee wings, a rainbow tail and mane, and a stinger on its forehead. You can pre-order now. We're in the home stretch, friendos. I'm wondering what yours looks like. Have you thought about what it sounds like? What it smells like? What does it eat? Where does it live? Mine lives underground, but yours doesn't. Yours might have more koala. Your voila might be in the trees. My voila is a recluse. Your voila might like to live with 2,000 per acre other friendos. Yours might eat eucalyptus, and mine eats just sunflower seeds. Gonna give it some life. We're gonna just add some depth, so it looks like it's kind of in the grass as opposed to in front of it or behind it. I'm also going to give it some clouds. Happy little clouds, because it just wants to be left alone. My little recluse voila just doesn't want any tourists. I need to make more backgrounds because Kayla, my marketing wizard, requires me to make more, and I refuse for some reason. Voila! We have our voila. It is a vole and a koala mashed together. We've learned so many things about koalas. Some things we didn't need to know, but we learned anyway. Other things we've learned about voles, but most important element that needs to be added to every Mashable is the soul peepers. Right now, it is cavernous. It is void. It has nothing. No thoughts. Nothing. But the darkness enveloping us all. But I just add oh, excuse me. And just like that, we've created a voila. Boop. OMG. I love them. I love them so much. Look at this little bean. What a beautiful, sweet baby. I love it so much. And just like that, we made a Mashable. We've met the voila. I hope you had so much fun. It is a blast making Mashables. It really alleviates that art block because personally for me, the biggest thing when it comes to art block is I can feel like I want to draw something. but I don't know what to choose. But if you let a wheel choose what you're gonna draw, then it's not your fault if it turns into a weird, sad-looking chicken nugget, because the wheel did it, not you. But anyway, I had so much fun. If you like what I do, if you enjoy existing around me when I make my chaos, you can see it on Instagram, you can see it on TikTok, you can go all over the place. I swear I'm in more places than I should be. Thank you so much for following. Please, please, please like and subscribe. Please hit that bell notification so you can be updated immediately when I upload and post a video here on YouTube. Also, these are the next stuffed animals that are coming out. This is the Fleep, which is a flamingo sheep. It is so derpy. And then this is its counterpart, the Bumblecorn, which is a Bumblebee Unicorn. It has 6 legs, not a thought between its eyes, between the two of them, really. I just came out with pre-orders for these, so if you wanted to hop onto a pre-order, please do. They'll be ready in about 4 to 6 months, but you can hop onto the pre-order and it's cheaper. If you want to wait and be like, no, I just want to order it and have it come to me immediately, awesome. It'll be a little more expensive on the website, so we're incentivizing getting them sooner. I'm Meg, this has been Mashables, and thank you for hanging out with Meg's Mashables. Until next time, be kind to yourself, okay? Yay! Is terrifying. I hope you edit a koala sound over that.